is March 23rd, 2011. We're in your textbook, page 232. Text. And in your blue notebook, you can continue this note on page 231. So this is a continuation from yesterday. This is common factoring, or factoring kind of like by grouping. This question here is going to look very different from what we were doing yesterday. Yesterday, like we had before, I'm going to give you an example of something we covered yesterday and relate it to today's stuff. So, call this example 3.5. I think that's higher than 3.8. We're going to call this 3.05. I don't know why I chose that number. Okay, example 3.05.
Quick question.
Yes.
Are you writing down streaming stuff off the...
Okay, so, a question like this. We're going to call this our other example. 6x plus 5x. I want you to look at this question here. Who can tell me what would be a common factor in this? X. Okay? You guys are able to see that this is almost separate. Okay? So I could take the x out, and I'm left with my old bracket, just the numbers 5, 6, and 5. Okay? Wasn't a great example, because I can simplify, blah, blah, blah. But the idea there, guys, is I want you guys to look at our y plus 1 and our y plus 1 as a common factor. Okay? So, this is a common factor, just like the x was a common factor in our other example we just showed. So, instead of just taking x out, I'm actually going to take out an entire bracket, because there is a bracket attached to both our 3x and our 7z. So this bracket on our next line, I'm going to rewrite it as the common factor, y plus 1. I've taken that factor out. Now normally what we do is we draw another bracket, and whatever is left, we put into that old bracket. So in this case, there's a 3x, and there's a positive 7z. So our final answer here is y plus 1, 3x plus 7z. Those are our common factors. All right, example 4a. Question says ax plus ay plus 2x plus 2y. What we're going to do here is we're going to factor by grouping. So we're actually going to try to create the same type of scenario we had above. In our 3a, we actually want to have a bracket and a number to the outside, and another bracket with a number to the outside. Okay? This idea, we want to have a bracket and something on the outside, bracket, something on the outside. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my first two terms. So, we take our first two, I'm going to think of them as a pair, and I'm going to think as my second two numbers as a pair. With my red pair, we'll call it, do you guys see a common factor in those two terms? A. A is a common factor here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a to the outside, and in the brackets, I'm left with x plus y. What about my green pair? Do you see a common factor? 2. 2 is a common factor in my green pair. So I'm going to take out positive 2. And inside the brackets, once again, I'm left with x plus y. Now, do you guys see anything similar to question 3a? So in this question, if you guys notice, it's very similar to 3a again. I have two brackets that are the exact same. So since those are the same, I can move those as one common factor, x plus y, to the outside. And whatever is left, we put in a new set of brackets. So we have a plus 2. That means our final answer here is x plus y, a plus 2. Take a look at what we did there. Okay, we're going to do the exact same question another way. In these questions, you're going to find that there's 2 ways to group things. Whichever way you choose is fine. As long as you do it properly, you end up at the right answer. So right now it's grouped that it looks like we have A's together. And it looks like we have the 2's together. But maybe I don't notice that, and I want to rearrange this question. So I'm going to get, whoa, that is not what I want to do. There you go. Sorry, guys. There you go. I'm going to rearrange this question. I've noticed that there's some coefficient and an x, and another coefficient and an x. And I want to put them together in a group, because I notice I have 2 pairs of x's. So I'm going to rearrange this question. I'm going to move this down beside this ax. So the next line reads ax plus 2x. Then I'm left with plus ay plus 2y. Ah, look at that. I was able to get, oops, went a little too far. Yep. I was able to get a y and a y together here. So I now have a pair of x's and a pair of y's together. So now I'm going to do the same idea. I'm going to factor an x out of my first pair. So out of my first pair, I'm going to take x out. And I'm going to be left with a plus 2. Then in my second pair, I'm going to factor out y. So it's a positive y. And I'm left with a plus 2. Well, if you notice again now, I have 2 sets of brackets that they are exact same. I can factor that out as a common factor. So, we're going to go up. Don't worry. I'm going to take out my a plus 2 and my a plus 2. A plus 2 goes to the outside. And in my other set of brackets, whatever's left, we have our x plus y. So if you notice, our final answer here is the exact same as our final answer here. I'm able to get both in the screen. Yeah, there you go. The only thing that's different is the brackets are in a different order. Same answer, brackets in different order. It's not going to change anything. We still got the same answer. Okay, here's question 4b. Question 4b, we have 9x squared plus 15x plus 3x plus 5. Okay? I need you guys to start to recognize when I can take common factors out of pairs. So I'm going to look at my first pairing. 9x and 15x. Well, I know actually that I can take out 3, and I can actually take out an x. Okay? I want you guys to see that. We have x squared and an x, so I can take out at least one x, and I take out the number 3. So I know I have a common factor of 3x. Well, let's take a look at the second pair before I move on anywhere. 3x plus 5. Can I take anything out of that? No, I don't have a common factor there. Now, technically, this will still work, but I'm going to rearrange it to do it the easy way, and then I'll show you how this will still work after, okay? It'll make more sense when I come back to it this way, because this is a quick way of doing it. So, now that I have that, I don't really like it. I can't get a common pair. So I need to rearrange. When I look at this, I know my problem was with my 3x and my 5, so I'm going to have to find pairs for them. So we have a 5. What other term in here could I probably find a common factor with? 15x. So I'm going to rearrange this question. I'm going to move the 15x back. And we'll take a look at it now. 9x squared. 15x is moving back, so I have plus 3x plus 15x plus 5. Now, I know my back 2. I have a common factor. Can I find a common factor in my front 2? Yeah, no problem. I can at least use 3, and in fact I can use 3x. So now I've regrouped them. I'm going to do the exact same process now. So my 9x squared plus 3x, well, I know I can take out the number 3x as a common factor here. Now what's going to be left is I have to divide these two terms by 3x. Divide that by 3x, divide that by 3x. 9x squared divided by 3x is 3x. 3x divided by 3x is plus 1. That's our first bracket. Good. In my second pair, I can get a common factor of 5. So I'm going to take the number 5 and positive 5 at that. I'm going to divide these two terms by 5. When I divide 15 by 5, I get 3x. 5 by 5, I get 1. Oh, look at that. Works out nice. This bracket and this bracket are the same. Take it to the outside. And in our new bracket, whatever's left, 3x plus 5. I have my final answer. That's all we got. Okay. Same question. Now, as we'd said before, when we were doing this, we remembered we could take 3x out. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to take 3x out as my factor. And I'm going to divide these two by, oh wait, is that how it was? No, sorry. Sorry, okay, the question was originally ordered like this. So, of our 9x squared and 15x, our first pair, we knew that we could take out 3x as a common factor, okay? So I'm going to divide this by 3x and this by 3x. When I divide them by 3x, 9x squared divided by 3x, again, is 3x. And in this one, 15x divided by 3x, anyone know? 5. Plus 5. A little different than the other bracket we got in the other question. Now let's look at our other pair. Plus, I'm going to actually put a bracket around them, just so you guys can see this. Do it in green. What factor could I have taken out that would not change it at all? 1. Imagine there is a 1 here. If I distribute a 1 in there, it's not going to change anything, but now it gives me a factor when I go to pull these brackets away. So when I go to pull these brackets away, because they're the exact same, I put the bracket on the outside, 3x plus 5, and then whatever's left, 3x plus 1. If you guys notice, it's the exact same answer that we gotten before, just the brackets are in a different order. Okay? You just had to think a little for that one. Record that. So right now I want you guys to work on your blue notebook, page 232 and 233, all of the questions. Okay? And question number 5 from your homework last night. Text. What page is that, guys? Do you know? Last night's homework. 234. Number 5. What was the other question I said not to do? You can do number 6 also. I would like to see if you can do number 12. Number 12 also there. Okay? So that's quite a bit of work. I'm going to give you guys about 15 minutes to do that.